All right, Shalawam, I came out there. Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. My Shanakabah Shalak Yam, which is double honor to the apostles, the great millstone, and Shalom Akasala Habakya, which is peace and mercy to the elect. Now, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, we know who the true, the true heads of the nation is right now, due to the fact of works and how the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. If the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai is with you, you could clearly see who the true men of the Lord are, man. Now, up in Amos, the third chapter, it tell you that the Heavenly Father revealeth his secrets on the servants, the prophets. It's actually a secret thing that has to be revealed to you from the Heavenly Father to see who the real men of the Lord are. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, you're not gonna see it. That's it, plain and simple. Because you're not a the Lord didn't reveal the secret unto you. Now the real men of the Lord are the apostles of great millstone. Now what you see on the screen is Dr. Evil, right? Just a quick laugh because as what's going on in the spirit, all these evil alliances being created or whatnot, it didn't do nothing but remind me of Dr. Evil and his madness of with his crew, man. That's what these guys are. They Dr. Evil and his mad crew. Look at him. But I ain't gonna make this about I ain't gonna make this about that because really the spirit of the Lord where all these evil alliances popping up and all that, it reminded me of this story in the book of Judges, the ninth chapter. And through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, I want to read through this whole chapter if you got time. It's kind of a long story. Sit, get in the spirit with me and follow along with me, in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. But I want to read this whole chapter because this whole chapter is about an evil alliance being created. And I want to show what the Heavenly Father did to this evil alliance, man, because that's what's going to happen to these guys that's forming these evil alliances, man. Right? So let's get into this. Let's get into this chapter real quick. Now, before I start, I want to give a brief summary. This was during the time of Israel when they had judges, and you had the judge Gideon be brought up by the Heavenly Father, and Gideon, after Gideon died, the nation of Israel went back to being wicked, and then you had Gideon's son Slakia. You had Gideon's son Abimelech rise up and create this evil alliance to become the ruler or the judge or the king, so to speak. So let's jump into it, man. Let's just get right into it. I'm gonna read it as fast as I can to get through it. So this is Judges 91. And Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, went to Shechem unto his mother's brethren. Now Jerubbaal was the other name that was given to Gideon. Now it said that Abimelech went to his mother's brethren and communed with them and with all the family of the house of his mother's father, saying, this is what Abimelech said, speak, I pray you, in the ears of all the men of Shechem, whether it is better for you either that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons, reign over you, or that one reign over you. Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh. Now this guy Abimelech wanted to become their head ruler. Now Jerubbaal or Gideon had a total of 70 sons. So he went to his mother and on his mother's side and gathered up these men of Shechem, right? And he used it like, look, man, I'm your bone and your flesh, because he was related through the mother. And verse 3, and his mother brethren spake of him in the ears of all the men of Shechem all these words, and their heart inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, he is our brother. So he convinced them to follow him. Just like you see these guys today, they're trying to convince men to follow them, and they doing it all in a Dr. Evil ass way, right? Now it says, verse 4, and they gat him 70 pieces of silver out of the house of Baal Berith, wherewith Abimelech hired vain and light persons which followed him. It goes to show you that it was created in wickedness. what you see with these guys, what they're doing today, they're creating it in wickedness, just off of the simple fact that they're coming up against the man that they learned from, and the men that they learned from are not going off. They break down the scriptures right. They still doing a thing and holding down their position for Yahawashi. So it lets you know that what they're doing is doing it in wickedness, man. And then in this story, when this lion's being created, it shows you it was wicked by they went and got some money out of the house of Barak, man. And then he hired vain and light persons to follow him. The same thing with these guys. Anybody that start following them, you are a vain and light person. It says, and he went unto his father's house at Ophrah and slew his brethren, the sons of Jerubbaal, being 70 persons upon one stone. Notwithstanding, yet Jotham, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, was left, for he hid himself. So this guy Abimelech went and killed all his brothers, man. 70. That means 70. He went and killed them for a position, man. That's what these guys want. They want to get rid of what the Yahawashi has planted, and they want to plant what they planted. If they could, they would kill us and do away with us, man. But they try to act like they're not. They try to act like that's not what they want to do. But your actions speak louder than your words, man. Verse 9, it says, and all the men of Shechem gathered together in all the house of Milo, and went and made Abimelech king by the plain of the pillar that was in Shechem. So they made him king. And when they told it to Jotham, he went and stood on the top of the Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice and cried and said unto him, hearken unto me, ye men of Shechem, that God may hearken unto you. So the brother that escaped, Jotham, which was the brother of Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal or Gideon, he escaped, and when he heard what they did to Abimelech, making him king, he went on the top of Gerizim, a mount, and he was getting ready to speak unto them. And let's see what he brought forth. It says, this is what he said, which was a parable. It says, the trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them, and they said unto the olive tree, reign thou over us. But the olive tree said unto them, should I leave my fatness wherewith by me they honor God and men, and go to be promoted over the trees? And the trees said to the fig tree, come down, reign over us. But the fig tree said unto them, should I forsake my sweetness and my goodness, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said the trees unto the vine, come down, reign over us. And the vine said unto them, should I leave my wine, which cheereth God and men, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said all the trees unto the bramble, come thou and reign over us. And the bramble said unto the trees, if in truth you anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust under my shadow. And if not, let fire come out of the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. Now that was the parable he brought forth. And then he went further on to break it down what he meant by that parable. It says, now therefore, if you have done truly and sincerely in that you have made Abimelech king, and if you have dwelt with him, if you have dwelt well with Jerubbaal in his house, and have done unto him according to the deserving of his hands, for my father fought for you and adventured his life far, and delivered you out of the hand of Midian. Because that's when you read the story of Gideon, that's what he did. He delivered the nation. He delivered his people out of the hands of Midian, man. He put his life in danger for these guys. And then you had these guys make this evil alliance to kill all his sons. It says, and you are risen up against my father's house this day, and have slain his sons, 70 persons upon one stone, and have made Abimelech the son of his maidservant king over the men of Shechem, because he is your brother. If then ye have dealt truly and sincerely with Jerubbaal with his house this day, then rejoice in Abimelech, and let him also rejoice in you. But if not, let fire come out from Abimelech, and devour the men of Shechem and the house of Milo, and let fire come out of the men of Shechem and from the house of Milo, and devour Abimelech. So the tree the trees represent the men of Shechem, and and then the bramble represents Abimelech. And then it said, verse 15, and the bramble said unto the trees, if in truth you anoint me king over you, then come put your trust under my shadow. And if not, let fire come from the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. So Yahawashi was going to make a tension between the bramble and the trees. If due to this alliance. Now let's go further and read verse 20, I believe I left off. Right, so this was a curse from Jotham. He said, if you have done right in serving my father Gideon or Jerubbaal, then let you rejoice in each other and this alliance you form. But if you haven't done right and you've done wickedly, let fire come out from Abimelech and destroy the men of Shechem and Milo, and let the men of Shechem and Milo let fire come out and destroy Abimelech. So basically, it's gonna be a clashing between each other. They're gonna start getting into it with each other, man. Watch what's Yahawashi gonna do with these guys, and you already see it, man. The Most High gonna make them bump heads, man. You know, cause they push no order. Motherfucker, you need order. That's how confusion happens. If you don't have a head, who's the head? You know, all these niggas want to be the head. That's why these niggas gonna bump heads, man. Verse 21, and Jotham ran away and fled and went to Beer and dwelt there for the fear of Abimelech his brother. When Abimelech had reigned 3 years over Israel, then Yahawashi sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem. So it lets you know that what they did was wicked in killing off Jerubbaal's sons or Gideon's sons, man. Because Yahawashi sent the evil spirit between them. And that's what the Lord gonna do with these guys. He's gonna send an evil spirit between their ass, and they gonna eat each other up. And the men of Shechem dwelt treacherously with Abimelech. So this is that curse that was put on them. That the cruelty done to the 70 sons of Jerubbaal might come, and their blood be laid upon Abimelech their brother, which slew them, and upon the men of Shechem which aided him in the killing of his brother. And the men of Shechem set liars in wait for him in the top of the mountains, and they robbed all that came along the way by them, and it was told Abimelech. So these guys started being wicked towards Abimelech, robbing guys that was coming up, you know, and Gaal, the son of Ebed, came with his brethren and went over to Shechem, and the men of Shechem put their confidence in him. So you had this other guy that came up, and Gaal, the son of Ebed, and the men of Shechem switched from putting their trust in Abimelech and put their trust in Gaal, the son of Ebed. So it's just a bunch of confusion going on. And they went out into the fields and gathered their vineyards and trode the grapes and made merry and went into the house of their God and did eat and drink and cursed Abimelech. That's what's gonna happen to you niggas, man. You niggas is gonna turn y'all back on each other, man, because what y'all have created is not founded by the spirit of Yahawashi. Verse 28, and Gaal the son of Ebed said, who is Abimelech and who is Shechem that we should serve him? Is not he the son of Jerubbaal? And Zubal his officer serve the men of Hamor, the father of Shechem. Why should we serve him? So they over there talking about, man, why we need to serve Abimelech for? That guy, Gaal, the son of Ebed, saying this, man, why we need to serve him for? He talking to the men of Shechem. Man, you need to come under my wing. Ain't he a son of Jerubbaal? Didn't y'all kill off his sons? He a son of Jerubbaal. And he went further to say, he may be related through mother, but I'm related through the father. You know? It says, and would to God this people were under my hand, then would I remove Abimelech. And he said to Abimelech, increase thy army and come. And when And when Zebel, the ruler of the city, heard the words of Gaal, the son of Ebed, his anger was kindled. And he sent messengers unto Abimelech privately, saying, Behold, Gaal, the son of Ebed, and his brethren be come to Shechem, and behold, they fortify the city against thee. Now therefore up by night, thou and thy people that is with thee, and lie in wait in the field. And it should be that in the morning, as soon as the sun is up, thou shalt rise early and set upon the city. And behold, when he and the people that is with him come out against thee, thou mayest thou do to them as thou shalt find occasion. And Abimelech rose up, so they getting ready to war with each other now, But at first it started off on good terms, right? And Abimelech rose up, and all the people that were with him by night, and they laid wait against Shechem in 4 companies. And Gaal the son of Ebed went out and stood in the morning in the entering of the gate of the city. And Abimelech rose, and the people that were with him from lying in wait. And when Gaal saw the people, he said to Zubel, Behold, there come people down from the top of the mountains. And Zubel said unto him, Thou seest the shadow of the mountains as if they were men. And Gaal spake again and said, See, there come people down from the middle of the land, and another company along by the plain of Meoneum. And then said Zebel unto him, Where is now thy mouth, where thou sayest, Who is Abimelech, that we should serve him? Is not this the people that thou hast despised? Go out, I pray now, and fight for them. So now his words getting put to the test. But basically this is a bunch of curse, evil times that's coming upon them for what they wickedness that they formed, man. And Gaal went out before the men of Shechem and fought with Abimelech, and Abimelech chased him, and he fled before him, and many were overthrown and wounded, even onto the entering of the gate. So you would think, okay, well, Abimelech, he got over on Gaal and the men of Shechem, right? That is going good for him, but man, the Lord is terrible. Let's go further in this story. And Abimelech dwelt at Arumah, and Zebul thrust out Gaal his brethren, and that they should not dwell in Shechem. And it came to pass on the morrow that the people went out into the field, and they told Abimelech. And he took people and divided them into 3 companies, and laid wait in the field, and looked, and behold, the people were come forth out of the city, and he rose up against them and smote them. And Abimelech and the company that was with him rushed forward and stood in the entering of the gate of the city, and the 2 other companies ran upon all the people that were in the fields and slew them. So you just got confusion and death and going on. And all because of their wickedness, man. And Abimelech fought against the city all that day, and he took the city and slew the people that was therein, and beat down the city and sold it with salt. And when all the men of the tower Shechem heard that, they entered into the hold of the house of the god Barak. So Shechem taking the city, and he's and Abimelech is taking the city, and the men of Shechem fled into this tower. And it was told Abimelech that the men of the tower of Shechem were gathered together. And Abimelech got him up to the Mount Zalmon, he and all the people that were with him. And Abimelech took an axe with his hand, and cut off a bow from the trees, and took it, and laid it upon his shoulder, and said unto the people that were with him, What ye have seen me do, make haste and do as I have done. And all the people likewise cut down every man his bow, and followed Abimelech, and put them to the hold, and set the hold on fire upon them, so that the men of the tower of Shechem died also, about 1,000 men and women. So this is that curse from Jotham, saying that the fire, let the fire from Abimelech come onto the men of Shechem and Milo, in which the men of Shechem and Milo, what they did by treading down the grapes, go and get them other man to rule over them and to despise Abimelech. That was the fire coming out from them to devour Abimelech. Man, this is a curse. This is all a curse from the Lord. This is like unnecessary this is an unnecessary thing that happened that they would no none of the parties wanted this to happen, you know. But what they did, their wickedness and what they committed caused this to happen. This is a curse from the Heavenly Father, spoken by the man Jotham. Verse 50. Then went Abimelech. So this guy Abimelech burnt these men of Shechem in the tower, man. It said, then went Abimelech to Thebez and the camps against Thebez and took it. But there was a strong tower within the city, and thither fled all men and women and all they of the city, and shut it to them, and gat them up to the top of the tower. And Abimelech came onto the tower and fought against it, and went hard onto the door of the tower to burn it with fire. So this guy Abimelech he just own. He own. You know, he just took down the men of Shechem. He going to take over cities, you know. He think that the Most High with him, right? But verse 53, and a certain woman cast a millstone. Woo! Yeah, that's super spiritual, a millstone, right? And a certain woman cast a piece of a millstone upon Abimelech's head, and all to break his skull, right? And so she threw that stone down, a great millstone, or a millstone, as the text say, and it cracked his dome, man. After all this, he didn't killed all his brethren off. He gathered a bunch of wicked men. He hired a bunch of wicked men. The men turned against him. He had to fight against these men, put his life in danger against these men. He defeated these men, and you know it was in agony and pain, like God damn it. And then he taking over cities. And he get to a strong tower, and a woman casts a millstone, a great millstone, or a slock. Let me say it according to the text, a millstone, and bust his dome open, man. This is a curse from forming a wicked alliance, man. Committing wickedness. Verse 54, then he called hastily unto the young man his armor bearer, and said unto him, draw thy sword and slay me, that men say not of me, a woman slew him. And his young man thrust him through, and he died. And when the men of Israel saw that Abimelech was dead, they departed every man to his own house. So this nigga had this wicked ass alliance. He got killed by a woman, right? Because whether you got killed by, that the guy got killed by a woman. He tried to cover it up. And then after that, all the men that was following him just scattered, man. This guy, that was a curse, man, from forming a wicked ass alliance, man. Oh, Dr. Evil ass niggas, man. You know? It says, verse 56, thus the Most High, Yahawashi, rendered the wickedness of Abimelech, which he did unto his father, and slaying his 70 sons. And all the evil men of Shechem did God render upon their heads. Upon them came the curse of Jotham, the son of Jerubbaal. Right? So you got these wicked ass Dr. Evil niggas. The Most High is going to render all the wickedness upon your head, man. He going to divide y'all up. And then he going to judge y'all. You know, and then everybody that was following y'all is just going to scatter. And if you ain't right, the Lord going to kill you, man. For following these guys with these wicked alliances, man. You know, Lord ain't playing, man. You know, so that all this crap that's going on remind me of Dr. Evil, you know, and it remind me of Judges the 9th chapter, because that's what's going on. So, you know, I hope you brothers was edified, man. It's just a quick story. It just reminds you, it just meditate upon this story. This is what we seeing. So with that, I'm going to close out, say, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Shalawam, Shalawam.